Okay, listen up. The Forgotten Video Store is a weird and kind of gross rental store in North Hollywood where all their videos are bootlegs of unreleased, lost, or otherwise impossible to find movies. And on this podcast, we go to the Forgotten Video Store and rent one of their movies and try to make sense of it. I'm your host, David Murto, aka Daddy Big Cup. And my guest this time is a talented writer whose recent credits include Iyanu, which you can find on HBO Max, and Phoebe and Jay, which you can find on PBS Kids. He's also a huge nerd in the sense that he knows all about anime and video games and stuff, and in the sense that he's huge because he's super tall and ripped. This guy could kill me with his bare hands easy. Ivory Floyd is back!
Bum, bum, bum! Insert Godzilla music. Hey, what's up?
Thanks for coming to the video store with me, Ivory. Always fun. I'm experimenting with a hard-hitting interview section of the podcast.
Okay.
Are you ready for the interrogation chamber?
Is that like the elimination chamber in wrestling? Because if it is, I'm super down.
Okay, yeah, Okay, first question. Would you say you have a nemesis?
Ooh, a nemesis. I do. It's very one-sided. So, yeah, I live my life. I try to be very healthy. I try to, eat right, go to the gym, all because I have to outlive Tom Brady.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't get to win, okay?
Oh,
I get to win.
I'm on your side.
Yeah, F that guy.
Feud. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Question 2. Picture this. Loaf of bread. Is that going in the fridge?
Ooh. Yeah, it's going in the fridge. It's going in the fridge.
A little longer.
Mm-hmm.
Just have to pop it in the toaster or something.
Yeah, it's going in the fridge. I know some people like having it out, but also I'm paranoid about bugs and stuff. Ooh, yeah. So I don't want to give them any ideas.
None of that. And that was the interrogation chamber.
Oh shit.
Great job, Ivory. You live.
Hey.
So this week you picked out a movie called Matches from 2013. We popped it in the DVD player, gave it a spin. Movie starts and it's on a pack of matches, like a book of matches. And the title is there, Matches, as if it's just... I'm like, this movie better not be about literal matches.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's about arson. It's not. It's
no.
really more so about loneliness. And
the male loneliness epidemic.
Yeah, the male loneliness epidemic.
Which is real.
It's very real.
And it's not the fault of men who are just assholes and making excuses for not having any friends.
Oh no, the world is against them. It's not as if they should better themselves and not be assholes. And,
it's an epidemic. Epidemics aren't our fault.
No, yeah, it's never our fault. That's science.
So it's cool because it's you got a pack of matches and it says matches on it and you're like, that's the title of the movie. And then the next one says it has the name of the actors on different packs of matches. Mm-hmm. And it's Eddie Redmayne. And this is before that movie where he was Stephen Hawking and won the Oscar or whatever.
Yeah, this is way before. This is one of those movies where it's you did this 5 or 10 years ago before you blew up, and the studio's oh, this guy blew up. Let's put this out there. And the actor's please God, don't do this. And too late. It's one of those.
And then the next one's Henry Cavill, and I love that guy. But this is Man of Steel. Before Man of Steel, before his Mission Impossible movie where
when he locks and loads his his arms.
Muscles.
Yeah. This is way before that. Yeah.
And then the third, and it's and introducing Oscar Pistorius, who this guy's cool, right? He's double amputee, his legs came right off or something. How did he lose his legs?
I believe according to internet, he had to get amputated when he was 11 months old.
Just cause?
He had some type of condition.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
but anyway, the way he has these awesome blades. In fact, they call him the Blade Runner. And he was a Paralympian, and he's real inspiring story, and he's real awesome.
Yeah.
And I think he maybe retired from running because he wasn't in the past few Paralympics.
Well, he did some stuff. Was not
some movies, right? Because he was in this movie. He shot right into acting.
Well, he shot something or someone. We'll talk. We'll talk after. Yeah.
All three of these men are from overseas. Eddie Redmayne, I believe, is English, as is Henry Cavill. Oscar Pistorius is South African.
South Africa.
But they're all like playing American dudes, right? All American dudes.
Yeah, and that's crazy because I think they're doing the accent that they could do at the time. Like,
right.
So, Henry Cavill is doing this weird, like, Southern drawl, like, very Matthew McConaughey, all right. Like, that's what he's going for.
He's quite good at, like, from the Mission Impossible movie, he's doing American. He mastered it at a certain point.
Yeah, this is definitely a first draft. This is, like, caricature. Like, this is where it's like, yeah, if you're from the South, you'd be like, I don't know, man.
But anyway, the opening credits ends. It's like written, directed by whoever. The waiter like flips over the matchbook and it says, Buca de Beppo. And he takes it over with the drinks and stuff and sits it down in front of Eddie Redmayne, who's like sitting quietly, with his hands kind of folded in front of him, like at a two-top table. You kind of pull out the table next to him. Oscar Pistorius is also there kind of waiting. Henry Cavill is at the other one. And they're all three kind of in a line of tables just like waiting. And they're like, oh, they're all three meeting someone.
Yeah, and also it was funny too because I think whoever made this movie had never been to a Buca de Beppo because they kept on having the waiter say like, when you're here, your family.
Yeah.
Or being like, it's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Yeah,
and it's like, I don't think you know what this restaurant is.
This is like product placement gone wrong. Like they maybe had some placeholders in the script, like whoever we can get to sponsor the movie, but they didn't nail it down. Ooh. The other thing you notice about these three guys, they're all wearing striped ties, right? Eddie Redmayne's the one who like glances side to side and is like, hey, I noticed all three of us are wearing striped ties. Henry Cavill's like, yep, my Tinder date asked me to wear a striped tie so she could recognize me. And Oscar Pistorius is like, me too. And Eddie Redmayne's like, same here. And they get to talking, and it turns out they're all on Tinder, which this is 2013, so it's like early days of Tinder. This
is like early days of Tinder, yeah.
So they're all on a Tinder date, and they get to talking, and they realize they're all there to meet a girl named Allison, and Allison stood them up. So she's like playing games with these guys. And Eddie Redmayne gets to talking. He's like, girls are always playing games, like messing with our heads. So he's like a kind of incel type.
Yeah, it's very much giving incel. This is very much like the origin story for an incel, because really like every incel has had their heart broken by someone and they like couldn't get past it like an adult, and so they just like become like a monster. And we're kind of seeing that with the man who will be Superman right here, who's talking like Matthew McConaughey. It's really distracting. He's like, y'all, these dang dear women, I just can't. And I'm just like, what's happening? What am I watching?
But when it's coming from that handsome man, I'm like, I kind of see his side.
Yeah.
I could have been brainwashed if I had only watched this part of the movie, but I kept watching.
Yep, gotta keep watching.
And so Eddie Redmayne is basically like, hey, we're all three here. I brought an appetite. I don't know about you guys. Let's put our tables together and let's just us three eat. So they spark up a friendship basically, and you see like the camera, the camera's on a track so it can circle around the table, and it's like the pleasant music and they're all laughing and having a good time. It's like, they all got stood up by this woman, but they're getting something good out of it as a new friendship is formed.
Yeah, it's kind of wholesome in a way, because it's these three guys who you can feel the loneliness. Like they are all painfully single. And they're finding this camaraderie with each other, and it's like, oh well, this is nice. It's like three guys just like becoming friends and just like hanging out. Like, oh, this is like, Henry Cavill, I don't agree with everything that he's saying about women because it's kind of problematic, but maybe these other two will help him get past that,
But we get to see kind of their blossoming friendship over the following scenes, and like Henry Cavill has the other guys over to his place, and they're doing some game with like painted figurines.
Okay, so it's not Warhammer 40K, which is like this big tabletop game with like orcs. Okay. It's Battle Screws 39. I think for legal reasons they had to like change it, but basically they're like painting like little figurines, kind of nerding out. Like, it feels, it's giving like sleepover vibes. That's what it feels like. it's kind of like devolves to this thing where you don't really know where it's going because they're paying figurines at first, and then they start like, hey, let's make a fort like out of my couch, bro. Yeah, I've always wanted to do that. And they start doing pillow fights. It's a little sweet, but at the same time, these are grown ass men.
Right.
Like, these are not children. So it also feels a little bit off, but you're like, okay, but it seems innocent.
Who was the character who suggested the pillow fort?
Oh, I believe it was Eddie Redmayne. Yeah, he was like, yeah, we're gonna make this fortress of friendship, and
fortress of friendship. That's cool.
there were drinks. There, like at this point, everyone's also like hammered. They've been like throwing back shots and everything. So like everything sounds like a good idea right now.
It's starting to seem like, Eddie Redmayne is pulling into the alpha position. He's the one kind of like, it was Henry Cavill's character who suggested playing with the game with the figurines and everything. But Eddie Redmayne's the one like, let's hang out again. Let's get a text thread going,
Yeah, and it's like starting to get late, and the guys like Oscar and Henry Cavill, they're both like, oh man, this is like really great. Well, oh man, it's almost 2 a.m. Whoa, it's getting crazy. Like we should probably get going. And Eddie Redmayne's like, no, let's come on, man. The night's still young. Come on, let's keep going. Yeah. And
they do. They stay up all night and they watch the sunrise together, which is like a quiet moment. Not to say romantic, but it's like, it's nice,
it's giving like,
it's one of those nights you remember a long time, right?
Yeah, kind of like a Stand By Me kind of moment.
In the next sequence, you see Oscar Pistorius. He's had fun with the guys or whatever, but he's still looking for love. He opens up Tinder. He's going to swipe, see if he can find a girlfriend. Any girl would be lucky to date Oscar Pistorius.
We talking about the character or like the person, the actual person?
Kind of both. And then, but he goes to open Tinder and it's locked him out. And it says, you've been reported for violations. You can't even use our app anymore. So don't try. And that's like what comes up. And the only option is to hit accept.
Yeah, like it kind of reminds me, like back in the day, I actually used to work at eHarmony. I was
You did?
Phones. Yeah, it was terrible. It was probably one of the worst jobs I ever had because I was answering phones over there in the call center, and like people would call in being like, "Why are all my matches fat? Why are all my matches ugly?" Like legit all the time. And then you would like type in the caller's ID and pull up their picture and just be like,
I don't know how to tell you this, man.
Oh man, okay, I gotta be professional over here. Let me put you on hold. We would also get folks who, violated policies. Like maybe they sent an inappropriate picture, or maybe they tried to like scam somebody. And when their profile comes up, it would be like bright red, and they'd be like locked out of their account, and they would call and be like, why can't I get into my account? And you see all the notes. It's like, well, okay. Like you don't say this to the person, but it's like, oh wow, this guy kind of scammed a lot of people. He really likes to send pictures of that one part of his body.
Holy cow.
Let me get a manager to deal with this guy. It's crazy because Oscar feels like he's in this position, but he's like, I didn't do anything. I literally just opened the app. Like, why is it blocking me like this?
The fellas meet up for a game of Wii Sports, and they're having a good time, but conversation turns to Tinder, and it's like, oh, I got locked out. Henry Cavill's like, I got locked out too for violations. I don't know what I did. And Eddie Redmayne's like, oh yeah, me too. But at least we have each other or whatever. Dating is such a nightmare. Having fun with my boys, now that's a good wholesome time. That's a good attitude to have, I guess.
Yeah, it's funny because Eddie Redmayne is at this point in the movie, he's such like an optimist. He's always looking at the bright side because again, these are three lonely, painfully single men. They just want to meet somebody. They just Henry Cavill keeps talking about like how he wants to settle down on a farm with like a nice southern girl, which doesn't make sense because they're in New York. Yeah, Eddie Redmayne's like you were saying, he's like, hey, we got each other. This is cool. But then things kind of start to take a turn.
They learn about each other's jobs. Like Oscar Pistorius is like, oh, I'm in email marketing, something like that. And
very vague, yeah. Like he never exactly says like what he's doing. Yeah.
And Henry Cavill's like, oh, I'm a performer, and the guys are like, oh, I'd love to see your show or whatever, and he's like, no, you wouldn't be interested. And they basically like strong arm him into inviting them to his show, and it's at like a nightclub where he is a psychic, and the way he does his act is like real clever in my opinion, because he'll like ask for someone from the audience, volunteer, and start being like, oh my God, oh, your secret. Oh, it's the darkest I've seen. And because everyone's got something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And the person in the audience is like, oh, you don't have to reveal. And then like he's like, I'm seeing a bank account number. Starts with and until he basically gets the person to like he blackmails this person during his show into giving him the bank account number so he like drains their accounts and stuff. So I'm like, oh, this guy's kind of a scammer in a way.
Yeah, like Oscar and Eddie, they're watching this and they're just like slack-jawed. They're like, whoa, we thought he was like doing stand-up or something. We didn't think he was like a criminal. This is insane. I don't agree with what Henry Cavill's doing, but you know, at least he's like an entrepreneur. He's like supporting himself.
Yeah.
And he kind of starts grilling Oscar about like, hey, you're so vague about your job. Can you like show us like what you do? What do you do? What do you do?
Yeah, like a demonstration. Like Eddie kind of does it like, oh, I'm looking to get into something new. Can you show me like what you do?
Mm-hmm. And you find out that Oscar, he's basically running one of those schemes where he's like, oh, I'm a Nigerian prince and I need X amount of money to like get myself out of jail. And he's like scamming like elderly people like out of like their savings because his emails are so eloquent.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, wow, like you're a bad person too. You're also a criminal. Like, what are we doing here?
Oh, the other detail I liked is when Oscar Pistorius is writing his Nigerian prince emails, he does voice to text, but he does like the Nigerian voice.
Yeah, it's really problematic. Listeners at home, I'm black. So when this part happened, I was like, whoa, no.
This is not the kind of representation we want to see.
This is the exact opposite of all of that. So I was like, okay, don't love that. You know, at this point, we've established that Henry and Oscar, they are bad people. Their characters are
they're
bad
scammers.
People. They are scammers. And while they're out getting drinks with Eddie, and like at this point they're like, yeah, like they're kind of like almost bragging about it. Like, I'm really open about it now. They're like, hey, we should get Allison, the girl who stood us up. We should like get back at her. We should scam her. Like, and he's like, I don't think that's gonna be possible.
Yeah, he's like the best revenge is living well, and we're living great. You know, without her or whatever. But these guys have talked themselves into a frenzy about getting back at Allison.
Oscar starts like kind of like reverse hacking to like find like her profile and everything. And come to find out, when he does some digging, all of her bank information, it's under Eddie's character's name. It's like, wait, why am I seeing Eddie's name attached?
Because he's a master hacker. Is that what I meant to?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's like a master hacker. He's like a master hacker. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. Again, I didn't write this thing, so I'm just telling you what happened.
Oscar calls up Henry. Is like, we got to meet without Eddie. They get together, and he's like showing him the deep secrets, and he's like, I'm in hacking and stuff. And you see like the account names and like the email. It's like e.redmayne@gmail.com or whatever is associated with Allison. It's like, is it Allison's like Eddie's secret wife or something? And then they pull up the picture of Allison and they're like, wait a minute. Because this is like the early days of like a filter, like an Instagram filter that could turn you from man to woman or whatever. They do like, what if we put the filter on this lady and turn it into a man, and it turns into Eddie Redmayne? And I'm like, ooh, Eddie Redmayne looks beautiful as a woman. Yeah. And you know who else thought so? Tom Hooper. And that's why he made that movie, The Danish Girl.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
And now I'm realizing that these guys all matched with Allison on Tinder. And that's the title of the movie, Matches. And it's not referring to the matches that come in matchbooks. It's referring to the matches on Tinder.
Nothing set on fire yet.
That's screenwriting.
Yep.
So anyway, we learned Eddie Redmayne kind of orchestrated this whole thing to circumvent the male loneliness crisis by forcing men to become his friend by bonding over being stood up by Allison, a creative figure that he came up with on his own.
Yeah, and it's crazy too because at first Henry's like, okay, wait, so is Eddie in love with us? And,
right, because some of the messages he wrote were so beautiful.
Yeah, it was kind of hot. And like, Eddie straight up says, he's like, no, I cannot stress this enough. This is not a sex thing. Like, I do not find you guys physically attractive, which only fuels the incel in them that much more because they've been rejected again.
And like Oscar Pistorius is like, it's too late. Like, I've developed feelings for this woman, and the way she looks doesn't change how I feel. I can't help but loving him because I'm what's called a sapiosexual. That's like, I'm attracted to a mind. Doesn't matter what the body is like. So like, I fell in love with this person's messages, almost like remember Cyrano de Bergerac? But he's like, I fell in love with these messages, so it doesn't matter that it's Eddie Redmayne instead of Allison. Like, I'm still in mine. When I first heard about this, I had this friend who was like, oh, sapiosexual, attracted to someone's mind? Oh, that's what I am. And this friend is married to one of the biggest dipshits I've ever met.
That is something I learned working at eHarmony. There is someone out there for everyone.
Yeah.
And when I say everyone, I mean everyone. Like,
cool.
Think of the worst person you can think
now,
of.
eHarmony was like, that's desktop. It's less gamified than like
Yeah,
Tinder.
it was like early like online dating. Yeah.
Were you ever on Tinder?
I was never on Tinder. I knew people who met through online things like Match.com and Tinder and things like that. I never really got into that. It felt like, okay, I don't want to take my work home with me. You know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Also, like, I was like,
it's like if you work at KFC, you don't want to eat.
You don't want to eat the chicken. Yeah. Yeah. Oscar is like, I'm in love with Eddie's mind, and Eddie is like adamantly just like, bro, I'm not that into you. Like, and this is another way you see that like Oscar is the villain of the story, or like he's a bad dude because like he can't take no for an answer. Like Eddie's straight up like, hey, that's really nice, but I just want us to be bros. I just want to hang out. I want that friendship. And Oscar's like, yeah, I want to be together. And Eddie's like, no, man. Like, also Eddie makes it very clear it's not because like Oscar is also a guy. He's like, he's just straight up like, you're not my type. And that just guts Oscar. He's like, I'm like, why couldn't I be your type? And he's
Is
like,
it because of the legs? Is it these gams? Is it these getaway sticks?
Eddie's straight up like, they're nice, but also you're a scammer. And I'm just not into that.
But he's like, you're a scammer too, basically, because it's like, you scammed us on Tinder. That's a scam. He's like, it wasn't a scam. It was a social engineering experiment or something like that. But it's like,
yeah, he's like, I'm not taking money from people like you are. I'm making memories with you. Remember the memories that we had in our friend fortress? We were pillow fighting and we were like painting little figurines. When we met at Buca de Beppo, where when you're here, your family, it's not delivery, it's DiGiorno. Like, this is what I gave to you. And Eddie's just like pouring his heart out. He's like, this is what I'm giving to you while you guys just take.
So Oscar and Eddie have this big fight or whatever, and Oscar storms out, and Eddie and Henry are still together, and Henry's like, in a way, you've betrayed us because we thought it was this real organic meeting or whatever, but like the feelings are still real. We're still like bonded over all that. We still enjoyed playing the games and stuff, but maybe we just need some time apart. This is like a vision I had. And Eddie's like, a vision? Like, you're not a real psychic. He's like, I am a real psychic. That's how I know how to play people. It's like, I play it up on the stage, but I do really have these visions.
Yeah,
right?
like I'm not totally omnipresent, but like I have a little bit of the gift. Like
He's like Whoopi Goldberg, right?
Yeah.
Where she was like pretending to talk to ghosts, but then she really could talk to Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, it's just like he doesn't have full control of it.
Yeah.
But it's like it's a little bit that's there. Yeah. Yeah.
So he's like, I saw you go to this place in Bushwick or whatever, this big warehouse basically.
It's abandoned, like worst part of town. Yeah.
They call it Fella's Paradise. Eddie's basically like, what are you talking about? This doesn't make any, like, kind of dismissive. And they part kind of on bad terms. But then Eddie gets the email that's like from some dude who's just like,
hey, I'm new to the city.
I'm just fresh in from Nigeria.
Yeah, like I'm looking for bros to be guys with. I heard about this place.
It's called Fella's Paradise.
Fella's Paradise. If you could if you could meet me there, I would love to hang out with other bros.
Just bring $100 because we're all throwing down for chicken wings.
Yeah, there's gonna be wings there. We're gonna watch the game.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna just hang out.
Smash bro.
Just bro out, man.
There might be beer pong.
And
we're gonna get a keg.
Yeah, they're gonna get a keg. Like, and you gotta chip in for the keg.
Yeah, gotta chip in.
They're not free.
For the
Yeah.
keg. And all the fellas are gonna be there. And if it goes well, could be a regular thing.
Eddie starts getting like, he gets one email like this, and he gets another from another guy, and another from another guy, and they're all kind of like saying the same thing, but like different enough where it's like, oh, like all these guys want to meet up, and this is Eddie's dream. He's like, yeah, finally.
He always wanted fellas. He always knew that the cool guys were hanging out without him.
Yes.
You know? And so he's finally gotten to the status where he's gonna get invited to the cool guys hangout fellas paradise.
There's like tears in his eyes as he's like looking at the emails, and you kind of feel for Eddie at this point because it's like, oh, like he just wants some friends. He just wants some buddies.
He gets picked up in a cab, and the cabbie makes a few comments like, you know, the city can be a lonely place or whatever, but we gotta look out for each other. Like some real thoughtful stuff, and Eddie's just like, yeah, whatever. Give me this address.
He's laying down like some actual like life lessons, like, you know, like, hey, you gotta love yourself before you can love someone else. Yeah, whatever. Take a left here.
He gets to the warehouse in Bushwick. He goes inside. He's like, where are all the fellas?
It is empty. Like, it is dark. It looks like a place where like Batman villains would hang out.
Cool that there's no windows.
And he gets there, he's like, yeah, where are all my bros? Where are all the fellas? And we see the audience, we see that Oscar and Henry, they're like lying in wait in the shadows. And they're like whispering to each other, like, he's here. And like one of them has like chains and a padlock. Oscar brandishes like a gun underneath his shirt.
I never thought I'd see Oscar Pistorius with a gun. Yeah, it just seems incongruent.
We're gonna have a talk after this, man.
Okay.
Yeah. There's some things I need to show you online.
Oh, cool. So Oscar's like, I'll go deal with him, you deal with the other thing, or whatever. They had some sort of plan.
Yeah, like you see like gasoline canisters like strung all about.
And a book of matches. This is Book of the Beppo.
Where you were here, your family.
Oscar Pistorius goes up to Eddie and is like, you know, you're a liar. You're worse than any of us. You tricked us into being your friend. And at this point, I'm like, actually, it wasn't as bad as some of the stuff these other two have been doing.
Yeah, and Eddie realizes
there's no fella's paradise.
There's no fella's paradise.
He's been tricked by a classic Nigerian prince scam.
He's like, oh, happens to the best of us. But he's also throwing it back at Oscar, being like, I'm sorry, I tricked you. That was wrong of me. But you are also like a scammer. Like, you're taking money from people.
This movie is like thematically explores the different ways people can scam each other in the modern world. From psychics to email scams to catfishing.
Yeah, just emotional scamming, just scams all around. Like, everyone be scamming in this movie 24/7.
And so like the moment comes when Oscar like shows a side of himself like I thought I would never see, like a violent side, which is not something you expect to see from a champion Paralympian. But he like takes the matches and he does this cool thing where he like lights one but then takes the flame and like puts it to the book so like they all go up. It looks cool as hell. Like tosses them in the gasoline. It goes up and like it must be like a diaper like storage warehouse or something because there's diapers everywhere and they all catch fire. Kind of reminded me of, you see that guy's video he posted on Instagram about lighting up that storage facility in Ontario?
Oh yeah.
It was like that. And so it goes up in flames and stuff and like Eddie's all tied up. We can still be friends. We can still be bros.
I just want to be your bro.
The loneliness epidemic. I'm the cure. And so Oscar runs and he finds Henry and it's like, all right, time for the final part of the plan. And he's like, oh, don't worry. I already did the final part of the plan where I lock up and chain the doors. And he's like, what are you talking about? You were supposed to do that. We were going to do that from the other side of the doors. And he's like, oh, now I get it. That makes so much more sense.
SpaghettiOs.
And you realize Henry Cavill, this true idiot, chained them and locked them up inside. And they don't even have the combination for the locks. And so then they all kind of huddle together in the one spot. Like the flames are all around. And Eddie's like, it looks like it's going to be the last fellas night. Mm-hmm. And then they go up in flames and you can see like their hair burns and their eyebrows burn off.
Yeah, Henry Cavill, the last thing he says is, I didn't see this coming.
Oh, right, because he's a psychic. Yeah. Really good movie.
Yeah, really a cautionary tale on emotional manipulation. How even if you have the best intentions, it's not cool to, blackmail people into
Just
friendship.
Just be honest.
Just be like, hey, you want to hang out?
Yeah.
You seem cool. You want to hang out? Let's hang out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't be an incel, kids.
Yeah, the incel
You might
good.
burn up in a warehouse.
Right. That's something we can all take to heart. To end the show, I like to do like plugs and shout outs. So anything you'd like to promote, you can please do so. Or anything you want to like shout out or celebrate, we can do that too. For me, I'll go first. I'd like to shout out night guards. I grind my teeth a lot, so I used to occasionally like wake up with my teeth basically like sharpened to a point, Dracula style.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, because I would like chip, I'd grind so hard that it like parts would like chip off, and then it would be like really sharp, cut up my tongue and stuff. But thanks to my night guard, I do that a little less now. And as soon as someone invents a day guard, I'm gonna be in business, man.
They should call those day walkers if they want to like Wesley Snipes. He won't sue, right?
He doesn't own Daywalker.
No.
He's just the most preeminent Daywalker.
Yeah. That's like New Line Cinema and Marvel. They own Daywalker. Like,
looking forward to that Mahershala Ali version, right?
Oh, man.
That's coming out any day now, I would imagine.
Oh, David,
they've been working on it a while.
We gotta talk about some things, man.
Do you have anything you want to plug or shout out or anything like that?
Yeah, a couple things I want to plug and shout out. Iyanu Season 2. It's on Cartoon Network and also HBO Max. Really cool animated show. Best way I can describe it, it's like imagine Avatar: The Last Airbender happening in West Africa.
Yeah,
super cool. Let's see.
It's a big hit. People love that show.
Yeah, we've been chugging along. Please watch. Worked out algorithms. I think we're all scared of. Yeah. Also want to shout out Horton is a preschool show based on Horton Hears a Who.
I just read that this morning to my son. Horton Hears a Who.
Yeah,
we love that story. Horton the elephant heard a small noise.
Another season's coming out. I got to write one episode on there. And
what happened? Wickersham Brothers in there? Were the Wickersham Brothers in there?
They were not to my knowledge. Not when I was there. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's written and made by some really cool friends of mine. Check that out. Phoebe and Jay on PBS Kids.
Dang, you got a lot going, man. A lot of irons in the fire.
Yeah, and
that's awesome.
Working on some other stuff I can't talk about yet, but when it does come out, I can't wait to talk about it. It will be very cool. And also want to just shout out my homie David here.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, wow, thanks.
Yeah,
I've never been shouted out before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that means a lot.
Oh, wow, this is history.
Thanks.
We're making history.
The end.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Forgotten Video Store. Quick correction, Henry Cavill, not from England. He's actually from Jersey. Like Jersey, the Channel Island, not Jersey like from The Sopranos. Tell the movie fanatic in your life about this podcast and it'll strengthen your friendship and we can put this loneliness epidemic thing to bed for good. And you're going to want to follow this podcast on your app of choice because next week I'll be covering a hard-hitting crime drama from the 1970s about a drug-sniffing dog who's addicted to cocaine. Also, he talks. Forgotten Video Store is a slop-free zone. We never use any AI for any part of the production of this podcast. Don't waste all that water on AI servers. I need all the water I can get from my big cup. The music in this episode is Funky Energy Loop and Urban Gauntlet by Kevin MacLeod and Compotech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 4.0 license. Okay, bye!